from fabulous Los Angeles, California, Hollywood, home of the stars, the magic factory where dreams come true, culture capital of the world, jewel of the Pacific. It's the Adam Carolla Show.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to get on. Mandate. Get it on. And welcome to the program. So excited you all tuned in. Good day, Alison Rosen.
Hello, Adam Carolla.
Good day, Bald Brian.
Frothy mug of donkey sperm.
Sorrow dude wanted that one. Hashtag top drop.
And Jo Koy, everyone's favorite.
Thank you, Adam.
Everyone loves the bejesus out of Jo Koy.
What?
They do. Every time it comes on the show, it's like all I get the tweets nonstop. Love that dude. Tony Hale coming on here from Veep, by the way, in the heat. Arrested Development, so we'll bring him in a couple of few. Good to see you, Joe. Joe is going to be in Cleveland at Hilarities, Fox Theater in Bakersfield. Oh, I played that Fox Theater in Bakersfield. Bob Hope Theater in Stockton, and you can go to jokoy.com for more information. Part of, I think what people love is, I don't know why, I think seems to be their favorite, is Jo Koy being the employee at PF Chang's, the greeter, the seater, the hostess, the host.
You know what's
PF
funny,
Chang's?
Adam, is someone already created a Twitter handle, Meter Maid Ninja. Is that one of you guys that did it?
No.
No.
And literally after the show, this guy tweets me, Meter Maid Ninja, and he's talking to me, and he's like, "Hey, it's me, Meter Maid Ninja." It's like, no, fucker, I'm Meter Maid Ninja.
That's right. We made Meter Maid Ninja.
We made
on
that
stage.
together.
That's right. We built it. That's our monster. Yeah, they made Meter Maid Ninja.
And now he's going around tweeting as me. Is it up there? Oh, there it is. Is it you?
No, I'm not.
You think that he's
that smart
kind
or
of person who
industrious
would do
or
this?
anything. Yeah. And the Meter Maid Ninja was, I can't even remember all the beats of the Meter Maid Ninja.
We were just talking about how when you just park your car and like
They appear.
You just leave for 3 seconds, bam, ticket.
I thought of you in the Meter Maid Ninja today because it was no parking on a certain side of the street from noon to 3, and it was 12:57 when I parked, and I sat in my car until 3 because I was afraid of the Meter Maid Ninja.
Well, in a world, by the way, where I'm getting gas turned on in a house and they said, we'll have the guy out on Tuesday to turn the gas on, and I had a guy waiting all day for them to come out and turn the gas on, and then he didn't show up, and I called the place and I was like, your guy never showed up, and they're like, oh, we didn't mean this Tuesday. We meant the next one. So in a world of dumb donkeys who are basically chair warmers who shuffle papers all day, and they don't have windows for showing up. They have sliding glass doors. Like, well, somewhere between 8 a.m. 2 Tuesdays ago and well into the future. So when we'll show up and turn your gas on. Like, everything to do with the city's the slowest, longest slog in the world, but not the parking tickets. I've said the one thing they profit off of.
Yes.
Now, if there was a thing where somehow they could charge you $100 if they came and turned your gas on within an hour, then they'd have the window down to an hour.
Exactly.
But there's no money in it for them, so they're shitty at it. But the Meter Maid Ninja, when I was shooting the Man Show once, I did a bit, told the story. I was walking down Melrose. A nice young chick got out of her car, started walking to the curb to pay the meter. I stepped in, like man on the street, and went, hey, what are you driving there? Next thing you know, she's getting a ticket. She literally couldn't get to the curb. I intercepted her, and she got a ticket before she got to the meter.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they can't stop. Once they write, they can't stop.
Is that actually true? Or
no,
do they...
it's full of shit. It's called rip the ticket.
Or just write void on it.
Yeah, write void.
Or whatever
I already
it is.
started.
Yeah, I already began.
I put toy in Toyota on there.
Yeah.
So I have to complete it. I can't get in trouble.
By the way, I feel like you can stop anything. What if you just took that out on the street? Like, hey, you went through a red light. Well, once I get rolling, I can't stop this car.
No brakes.
There's no braking.
There are
brakes, but I started going already.
Real brakes.
Oh, rolling through a four-way stop sign. I already started.
Yeah.
Why did you get married and have kids with that person? You didn't like, well, I had already started dating him.
Screwing.
Yeah, put my penis in already.
Couldn't pull out. And the PF Chang's hostess, by the way, which is always a favorite too. Although a dude can't be a hostess.
Host.
He can?
Yeah.
Is he a host or a
No,
hostess?
hostess. That job is hostess.
Mm.
So if you're a dude, then you just became a hostess.
I believe there's 2 scams going on at the restaurant. I'm adding a second scam to my bottled water, to my still water, where they're filling up the Grolsch bottle in the back with the fucking hose and charging you $7. And by the way, they just keep bringing them out and handing
I'm a sucker
them.
for it.
They just keep going. Well, because they do the thing where they go, sparkling, still, or regular or something, and you go,
Yeah.
oh, just a still's fine. Like you mean regular or whatever, and they
tap,
just
yeah.
keep
The third one's
bringing it out.
dish.
Right.
Yeah.
I was in a house. By the way, here's what pussies were generating. I was in a house with my kids, and the house did not have bottled water or filtered water. It was just sink, And they're like, "Oh, we're so thirsty," and I was like, "Go get a drink." Where? From the sink? No way. It's just water. You just get a sip. You're thirsty. No. Well, we don't have bottled water. We don't have filtered water. I have a Brita system up my ass.
Yeah.
So go fucking drink out of the sink. And they're like, "No, we're good. We're not going to gross out." It's like, it is the greatest. First off, what a multi-billion-dollar industry that
I
we've
know.
completely fucking made people go, I will die of exposure and dehydration before I'll take a hit off the sink. All right. So, Joe, you, let's see, married, kids? I know you have a kid.
I have a kid.
Yes. Divorced with a kid?
Divorced.
Divorced
Yeah.
with a kid. Wonder what the batting average on comedians in divorce.
It's 1,000.
Higher than cops and suicide.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's the general population and they're cops.
Yeah, this is Barry Bonds. This is we're knocking them out of the park. It's
Is it the
divorce.
wiring? Is it the wired to talk, wired to care, wired to be not to care about yourself?
Oh.
What I'm saying is like
Which
It's
comes
not going
first?
to work. It's just
wired
not
to
gonna work.
examine everything.
I don't know what it is. They when you get married, they think that what we're doing on stage is play.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to a comedy club,
Right.
so you're just hanging out. They don't think that this is money and this is how we make. This is how you live. Is what I'm doing. I can't even explain. I've been in so many fights with this, and this is why I got into a divorce.
Which fight? Are you getting in this fight, which is, where you go, I can't go to the kids' T-ball game. I have to be at Hilarities in Cleveland, and you get this. And you're like, the car I'm leasing you is because I don't want to go to Hilarities in Cleveland. I don't want to do 2 shows Friday night, 2 shows Saturday, one show Thursday night, 1 show Sunday night, and flying a day early to do press.
But Jo Koy does.
Yes.
With ass crack and back sack in the morning, and you have to sit down with these guys in hockey sweaters and talk about how much you love comedy in the live crowd, and all you want to fucking do is go home, and the old lady's giving the grunt when you're leaving, like,
This is my. Now I figured it out. It finally came to me. This is the big fight that I used to always get into. Is you know what? Then you take a Saturday off and you watch the kids, or you watch the kid, and I'll go out with my friends at a club. I'm like, it's not the same fucking club.
Well, here's the thing.
Your club is a nightclub.
Right.
I'm going to a club to make a lot of money, so you can go to a nightclub.
And to sweat on stage for 2 90-minute shows.
It's the dude. It had to end quick.
Now, listen, I understand there's a problem.
Is that bad?
No, you're a hero.
I
You're
don't
getting
know.
divorced. No,
And
what,
I'm a great ex, by the way, Adam.
what I'm. Oh,
How?
good.
I'm a great ex.
Hopefully
How
we
so?
can break up one day.
I give her whatever she wants. I take care of her. You know what I mean? When my income, when I make more money, I make sure that I pay more
Kick her
child
down.
support. Yeah.
The
I'm buying her a car. I take care of my son. You know what I mean?
here's
Happy mom's happy son.
it's good that you're thinking that way. It drives me nuts when these dads are like, "Oh, that witch is insane. I'm moving to Florida," and leaving your 2 kids with
Yeah.
the insane witch. Like, you're such a hero. And guys do that all the time. Like, "Oh, that fucking bitch is fucking nuts, man. She's a fucking bat in a belfry. She's fucking nuts. I can't spend a second around her." It's like, but your kids will be raised by her and her chain smoking new beau. Like, what kind of asshole are you?
Exactly.
So good. Get her a new car. Make her happy. But I've realized there's something that's going on. You're talking to a guy who used to work at the Man Show.
Yeah.
Which you want to talk about not sounding like going to work.
Yeah.
Oh, you had to supervise the chicks on the trampoline in case a boobie popped out or something? If there was a
To be
nip
fair,
slip, you
most
could
of your
catch it.
stories about working there don't sound like work.
Well, I don't tell the stories. Hold on.
I'm sorry that I have come into your home and insulted your children.
I don't tell the story of being hunched over a word processor and trying to meet deadlines for monologues and sitting in dressing rooms.
A word processor.
That was the name of the Mexican kid who used to type for me. But no, seriously, we're sitting in your dressing room. You're doing 2 shows a night. The show's starting in 10 minutes. You've done the run-throughs for both shows. The cue card chick has pulled a huge pile of cue cards. Show number 1, show number 2. Jimmy's like getting his makeup put on while they're flipping through cards. You're making like weird tweaks at the last second. They're putting that piece of white tape over it and then writing on top. I mean,
I know. It's just like the beginning of the Muppet Show.
yes, even worse. That was a lot of sitting in edit bays, like lots of fucking bays, and a lot of, for me, running from the set, either doing drunk pilots or porn camp or whatever it was, and hustling to my next job, which was Loveline, that night. But your jobs are sitting around making fart jokes and cracking wise with Dr. Drew. And as I've said, if you came home with coal dust on your face, and there was like an outline where your goggles were and shit, you'd get a hot meal and a pat on the back and maybe a foot massage. But this is, you up on stage holding a Miller Lite, cracking wise.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like a job.
Yeah, they don't see the work. They just see the play.
But not...
And they don't understand what we have to do afterwards.
Or on the way there to get there or to get back. But the work, it's twofold now. And this is not just us. These are guys who do, like, consulting. What the fuck is consulting? You know what I mean?
Being overpaid to fire people.
Yeah,
It's a great job.
You wear loafers and you sit in air conditioning all day and explain to people how to run their job, but you're not really in it. Like, no. Here's what I'm saying. Everyone has a job now that doesn't involve getting sunburned and digging a ditch or being on a roof or being in a coal mine, right? You take that. And now the second most important component of this, you don't go cash your paycheck every day or every week and bring home your cash and put it on the dining room table and go, all right, this much toward electrical bill, and this is this, and this is going toward food. Everything is just e-deposit, credit card, swipe this, debit account, blah, blah, blah. Take a picture of it with your iPhone and send it to whoever you are. So it's all invisible. So what you do for work doesn't count, but there's no money either changing hands. So it's a weird invisible world.
Right. It's hard to see the relationship between what you're doing that takes you out of the house and the money being there.
And the money isn't even there.
Yeah.
So everything's invisible. Everything's just a swipe of the card. And so basically, here's how it works. You tell fart jokes with a beer in your hand, and then I get this plastic card, and I swipe it, and I get to fill up my gas tank. What the fuck you have to do with that?
Yeah.
That's where it comes. That's how it works.
That's the divorce.
And that was...
You want to hear the scariest part?
Mm.
So we divorced, I think it was 7 years ago or 8 years ago. And then all of a sudden the lawyer calls me. And by the way, when we divorced, lower pay scale. I think I was at Nordstrom Rack.
Mm-hmm.
I was the shoe guy at Nordstrom Rack.
Mm-hmm.
And I did by the way, I did the Tonight Show. I get off stage. I didn't know how many people watched the Tonight Show until I worked at Nordstrom Rack. And basically, they bring one shoe to you, and you have to go in the back and find the other fucking shoe.
Right.
And it's like these women are walking up with a 9. It's like, oh my God, you're on the Tonight Show. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh my God, you're awesome. Can you get this in a 9? It's like out the door. Everything I did is out the door. I got to go search for this chick's 9.
Was that the one in the West Valley?
Yes. They're mammoth.
I applied for a job there.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Really?
I did.
Not Nordstrom Rack material?
You tell me the story, and then I'll tell you. I know the guy who showed me around and interviewed me was named Tom Collins. I'll never forget it, but go ahead.
That's hysterical.
Well, tell me your story, and I'll tell you.
Well, anyways, I was making less money. So when I got divorced, the child support was very low at that time. He calls me. He doesn't even call me, the lawyer. For some reason, the divorce never went through.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Friends episode.
The paper went to the court, but the judge never signed off on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're 8 years later. I'm making,
Much better money.
yes, I'm not at Nordstrom Rack anymore.
Right. Now
and he
wants
calls
that.
her
Uh-huh.
for my number because he lost my number.
Right.
And then he goes, yeah, you're not going to believe this, but you guys aren't even divorced.
Wow.
Great news.
And then she calls me and is like, you're not going to believe this, but we're not divorced. And,
I need more money because you're making more money.
That never happened. She was cool because I was, like I said, I was always, every time I increased my pay, I took care of her, so that never happened. But
Shouldn't you not
what
have
a
had to-
fucking idiot.
Wait, but shouldn't you didn't you have a case against the lawyer at this point?
I should have. Yeah, I talked, but my friend of the family was like, just let it, let it go under the rug. But I mean, seriously, if she would have, that would have been horrible.
I think my parents went a good 8 to 10 years before getting divorced, but that was just out of lethargy and laziness, and there was nothing to divide. But when I was about, must have been 28, 27, I said, I need a part-time gig where I can do some comedy, but I have steady income. Like I need a base of $250 a week. I was working construction on and off. It was always catch can. Some weeks were dry. I needed a base. I didn't have insurance. I couldn't do anything. So I said, they're looking for a maintenance guy 3 days a week at the Nordstrom Rack over there, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, full day, and maybe make $300 a week or something. And I went and I walked through the whole place with the guy, and his name was Tom Collins, and he said, we do some carpet repair and the railing, so if you're handy, I'm I'm a carpenter, I can handle all this paint touch up, blah blah blah. And I told him what I knew and everything, and I knew it was going to be a little little pay cut from what I did, building houses, but it would be solid. It'd be air conditioning. There's a guy who played the piano in there, and they had a piano player. And I thought
by the escalator.
Be a nice, by the escalator. This guy played the piano, and this be nice, maybe the piano would break down and fix that. Put some varnish on the piano. So I looked at the whole place. And he said, "All right, let me talk to my supervisor, and I'll get back to you." And I just went home, and I just remember sitting in my crappy apartment in North Hollywood, and I went, "Well, $13 I'm in. $11, no can do, an hour." And he just called right back, and he said, $12 an hour. And I was like, fuck. Just sat there, just staring, $12 an hour with tax being taken out, sort of down the barrel, and a long drive, because I was living in North Hollywood, and it's the other end of the valley. And I was like, fuck, why do I have such a fucking nose for what people are going to come with.
Yeah.
And he landed right in the fucking middle, and I never ended up doing it. But the good news is that I spent a day walking through the bowels of the Nordstrom Rack over there, and I remember the vast shoe department because I had a friend who worked there.
What a horrible life I lived.
Yeah.
How do they weed out foot fetishists?
I have a huge foot fetish.
Oh, they don't then.
So
The
it
guys who
wasn't-
apply for the job don't get the gig there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You drive a forklift.
Yeah, I was drooling.
Really?
At the moment. Yeah.
Why into the foot fetish?
I don't know. Just something about a good, nice foot on a woman. I think it's because my foot is so ugly that I don't want this foot on a woman's foot.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Is your foot that bad?
Yeah, it's bad. The pinky toenail is missing. I
Ooh.
don't know
Where'd
what
it
the
go?
fuck happened. I don't know. Just years of cutting it down as far as I could.
It gave up.
It just said, fuck it, I'm not growing anymore.
Wow. Yeah.
Biggest turnoff for me is when a girl goes, oh my God, my foot fits in your shoe. And I'm like, all right, well then get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Probably means she has a
Leave,
huge cock.
Bigfoot. When you're Filipino, there's only two career choices.
Shoes or male?
No, nurse or post
Oh,
office.
nurse. Yeah.
I have 5 nurses in my family, 6.
It is a nursing.
Mailmen.
It's a nursing profession.
It's the worst.
Nursing?
Yeah, my mom wanted me to be a nurse. And then when I said
Oh.
I didn't want to be a nurse, I wanted to be a comic, she was like, well, then work at the post office. Work at the post office, Joseph. Your uncle will help you.
Well, let's pretend you got a job at PF Chang's. And the Carolla family has a reservation for 7 p.m. All right? I've just walked in the front door.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
You again. Thank you.
Mr. Carolla.
Carolla, right?
Carolla.
Okay.
Carolla.
Carolla. Carolla.
Hi.
Yeah, party of 4.
Party of 4.
Party of 4.
What time?
7 o'clock.
Oh.
What do you mean? Oh, well, I called in yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 30-minute wait.
30-minute wait.
Yeah, very busy.
You don't look that busy.
Oh, very busy today.
I'm looking through the PF Chang's here in Burbank, and I'm seeing it's a little less than half full.
They're coming.
Oh, wait a
They're
second.
coming.
Well, I gotta wait.
When you schedule, they will come.
Well,
it's
hold
PF
on.
Chang.
No, I know it's very
Mr.
popular.
Carolla, please
we don't-
wait.
Hold no. Okay, look. Couple things. I went through this before.
Okay.
I love your food.
Oh, thank you.
We know-
Very good.
Very good food.
Very good.
I love your pot stickers.
Best orange chicken.
The orange chicken is unbelievable. My kids are
Unbelievable.
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 It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Right.
Correct.
That's
sir.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
yes.
what I say. Too.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Thank
My kids,
Cute kids.
the beautiful kids,
Very pretty. Kids.
Sunny Natalia.
Look like your wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky them. Sunny Natalia. They're very, very
Sunny
Natalia.
and Natalia.
Sunny
Sunny.
Sunny
Sunny
Natalia.
Natalia.
No. Natalia.
Beautiful name.
Natalia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's an unbelievable girl. Natalia.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Natalia's an unbelievable. You should see her ice skate. She can ice skate. No, she's unbelievable.
Can she ice skate?
She ice skates. It's unbelievable. Natalia's unbelievable when she's ice skating.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Natalia.
Ice skater.
Unbelievable.
Natalia.
Yes, she is. Okay.
Unfortunately,
Right.
your
Yeah.
reservation is at 7, and we are packed.
No, see when I'm looking around here, and I don't.
But they will come.
Okay, well, let's really explore that for a second. I'm here now with my family.
Yes.
And again, my kids, my children, and they're hungry,
Very hungry.
You have children yourself? And
17.
17
Yes.
children.
All work for Nike.
Wow.
Yes.
All
And they're
of them.
unbelievable, too.
Okay.
You
well,
should see my son, Sonny.
Oh, you have Sonny.
Not so bright.
Oh,
Yeah.
ironic. Yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make best shoe in the world.
Yes. No, I recognize his work in the Air Hirachi. But
Favorite shoe.
I love that shoe. I'm so glad we found some common ground with our
That's
love
very
of the
common.
Air Hirachi and children.
Yes.
So you understand when you're
One moment, Mr. Carolla. Oh, Mr. Henderson, please go right in. Okay, Mr. Carolla.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Yeah. Mr. Henderson.
No, Mr. Henderson is already sitting.
Right, I understand that.
He had 6:45 appointment.
Yeah, that's when.
It's 7.
Okay, all right, but it's 7 now.
Yeah.
We have a 7 o'clock appointment, and this has happened before, and the place is still less than half full.
But it will be full.
I understood.
It will be packed.
Yeah, that's why I make the reservation. The reservation is made so that I have a place waiting
And you
for me.
do have reservation.
I have a reservation.
Let me see.
7 o'clock. Yeah, it's C-A-R.
C. C as in Chari.
Who?
Chari.
Sherry?
Chari. C as in Chari.
Jewelry?
Chari.
Bowery?
Chari.
Churro?
Chari Chapman.
Oh, Charlie. Yes.
Yeah.
C
is in Charlie.
Yeah, it's in Charlie.
Okay.
And then A.
A
is an apple.
A is an apple.
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 A is an apple. Carolla. C-A-R-O-L-L-A.
L.
What? 2 L's.
Carolla.
C-A-R-O-L-L-A. No, 2 L's.
1,
No, I'm sorry.
2.
2 L's. C-A-R-O-L-L-A. Just 2 L's.
7
right?
o'clock. I see
7
you right
o'clock.
here.
There I am.
Yes.
Now it's 7:10,
Yes.
and the place is still half full.
I know.
So
I know.
okay, well,
Good observation.
yeah. And again, my
Please wait 5 more minutes.
well,
We'll have special table for you.
now you said that last
Right
time.
next to kitchen.
That's what happened last time. You just set up a round table with 4. We didn't even get a booth.
No.
Now I like a booth.
Okay.
I like a
All
high.
booths taken.
No, I see 4 empty ones
Next
right now.
time.
No, you said that last
This time right by kitchen.
No, you said, but last
You can
time
see
you.
all of the Mexican cooks cook for
Yeah,
you.
that's my thing. I work construction with a lot of those dudes. I've passed a lot of them riding their
Best
bicycles.
cooks in the world.
Okay, listen, let's not get caught up on nationality here.
Okay.
I would like a booth.
A booth.
A booth.
A booth.
Right, the Carolla family would like...
Carolla family booth. 7 o'clock next Tuesday.
Me and Natalia.
Will be good.
Carolla.
Maybe.
Natalia Carolla would like a booth.
Natalia.
Yes, we'd like a booth, and we'd like it today, and we'd like it now. And, in the past...
8 o'clock.
No. Now we're going the wrong direction.
8 o'clock for booth.
You have sent us to the bar to order drinks. I racked up a $45 bar tab last
Natalia
time.
is drunk.
No, she drinks
She
Shirley
is
Temple.
shit-faced.
She drinks
That
Shirley.
is illegal.
No, listen to me. She
Yes.
drinks Shirley Temples exclusively. Once in a while, I'll give her a hit off of Papa's Mangria, but that's another story. We will go to the bar, and then we're going to rack up a big bill,
Yes.
and then you guys are going to get another...
Thank you for that.
No, but listen, no, I'm not... No. You're welcome, but no, I'm not doing that. That's what happened last time. We went to the bar.
Okay.
We had a 7 o'clock reservation. You said you're free to wait at the bar.
Yes.
No, that's what you said last time.
To wait.
At the bar.
Correct.
Right. And we went to the bar,
Okay.
and we ordered a couple rounds of drinks, and it cost me $46 over there.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no.
We really appreciate it.
No, I know, but then...
You put the P in PF Chang.
No, but then... You sat us by the kitchen.
Yes.
And it was a full half hour later, and we weren't comped.
How was the food, Mr. Carolla?
The orange chicken is good.
Unbelievable.
It is.
Unbelievable. Say it.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the pot stickers, unbelievable. And the pork fried rice, believable. And scene.
You're welcome.
Thank you. The great Jo Koy, everybody. Why? I know it's the oldest comedy bit in the world, the greeter from PF Chang.
Yeah.
But I feel like we brought some new energy to it.
It's like a Dylan tune that's been covered by, 15, 20 artists. It's at a certain point you have to put it in your repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
Does it even sound authentic? Who cares, right?
No, for me, because there's nothing funnier than that accent for me. I don't know why. And I have no idea if it sounds
I don't know why
or
when
not.
I do the accent on the podcast, I still squint my eyes.
Well,
I still get into character.
Everybody, have you guys seen a impressionist who does not take on the face of the person he's impersonating?
We always notice it on the morning show when Frank Caliendo would come in and do something. Like a great impressionist will do the mannerisms.
But Frank Caliendo's used to being on TV.
Okay,
so
but
thus when he
your
does
point is still-
he does De Niro, he goes right into his face goes into De Niro.
Yeah.
But part of talking like De Niro is face going into De Niro. But if there was a guy who just did it on radio, would he still do it? I think he would.
I don't understand because I'm Asian and I'm still squinting.
You're ratcheting it up.
I already have the Asian eyes, but yet let me make it more Asian-y.
And he's wearing the frames of the guys from the Godzilla movies who are working in the lab, like the guys with the white coats in the lab who would hand a clipboard.
Godzilla! Everyone run!
I was looking a while ago. I was looking at an apartment, and the woman who was showing it to me was Asian, and she was trying to tell me that it was L-shaped.
What was L-shaped?
The apartment.
Her uterus.
There was a lot of back and forth.
Arrow-shaped?
Yeah.
How did I not catch it? I'm so stupid right now.
Yeah. Oh, no. Listen, it's good.
Arrow-shaped.
I was listening to my buddy Dennis Prager this morning, and he was playing a clip that drove me nuts. And what drives me nuts, the thing that is driving me insane, and the thing I can't stand about where we're heading, is this part when it comes to the Zimmerman trial, when you sit down and you go, I don't know what to tell my kids. Like, run serpentine on the way to school. I have a black son. He's going to be hunted like an animal, and I don't know what to tell him. And it's like, don't tell him that. you're fucking freaking them out. Like, everyone, don't sit down with your kids and explain to them what a horrific society we live in and how laden with race it is and how nobody stands a chance if you're anything but white. Just don't have that fucking conversation. And I know everyone does the, oh, please stop being naive. We live in a racist society. I'm willing to admit there's a certain amount of racism. It's not nearly what the news builds it up to be, but let's just say there is, and it is. It seems to be here to stay, so about the only thing we can do is bust our ass, keep our families intact, study hard, and work a little harder than the next guy. And as I was saying to Dr. Drew, nobody is born on an even playing field. Sometimes it's your race, sometimes your gender. You're not as strong. You're vulnerable. You're a woman. You can be beaten up by just about half the population, and I would exclude Matt, the porcelain Punisher, from that because I think you could
take him.
You would take him in those crazy bulky shoes of his. But if you're fat, it's a disadvantage. If you have a hook nose, it's a disadvantage. If you're bald, sorry, Joe, it's a disadvantage. Look, short males. If you're a male and you're under like 5'8", that's bad news.
Yes.
And it's statistically bad. You won't get hired. If you're not if better looking people get hired, and short guys get discriminated against. There's a certain amount being born. Some people are born to poor families, or they have food allergies, or they can't process lactose, or whatever it is. But there's a lot of it, and some of it is nature imposed, and some of it is societal imposed. And we'd like to get rid of the societal imposed part, but we're not good enough. We're not good enough to hire a short, dumpy guy over a tall, strapping guy. For some reason, we're not. No matter what his color is, we're not good enough to do that. And I understand that. But sending the message that we're broke, we have a broken moral compass, and we have to have a dialogue about it to fix it is an insane and dangerous message to send. And you can listen to this pussy asswipe on MSNBC explaining to his co-hosts. It's a weekend show. He's filling in for the host. Hear him explain what kind of society we've crafted with in 2013.
There's this otherness factor going on. He was an other,
and
he was suspicious, and he's walking while black, and he's an other. And meanwhile, if you're an other out there, be worried. And this means not just black. If you're LGBT, if you're Hispanic, if you're different, it's an otherness factor. And there's a privilege that goes into a certain mindset in this country. And if you're different, then you're bad.
That's right. We'll hunt you down and kill you. They never bring up Japanese, Asian, or Jews. Jews historically have been rounded up and put into ovens. But they never make the list of other.
Yeah, put them on the list, guys.
The most discriminated people, probably worldwide, never make the cut for others. Asians.
Horrible.
How many
did we lose during the railroads?
Horrible atrocities have been done in this country's been a little rough on them with the coolies coming here and building the railroads, but also in other places, there's been atrocities done to Asians. Asians and Jews. Two of the people that have historically had their ass kicked around quite a bit, not only nationally but internationally, never make the cut. I wonder why that is.
You did say every other.
Every other. Every other.
Big blanket out
Except
there.
But white women are just white males. Like, what if you're just a white woman but you're not lesbian? Would you be able to walk? Everyone is in danger of walking while
wearing a hoodie.
All right, so again, just great, useful news being dispensed. Awesome and uplifting.
I think there's the conversation that I keep hearing on the news, though, is if let's say you do have a child who is black, and is this child now in this world that we're in more in danger?
Yes.
So what conversation do you have regarding the danger?
Stay away from people who are in gangs.
Yeah.
Focus on education. Possibly don't wear a hoodie. It's got to be rough, but if you're going to get lumped in with the guys that are wearing hoodies, and if you're a woman, you don't have to worry about it. We're only talking about young black males who create and perpetrate a disproportionate amount of violent crime. So they create a vastly disproportional amount of violent crime if you're in this age and you're of this gender. It's not walking while black. It's walking while black male, young black male. That's the group that commits the crimes. Not all, but a disproportionate amount of crime, which then scares other folks into thinking that that guy may be the other guy. And then people go, well, you don't know that guy. That's the problem. We don't know that guy. We know he's a black male, a young black male, who's in a group that commits a disproportionate amount of violent crime, and that has freaked everyone out. That's where it comes from.
Then it's okay to shoot him?
No, it's not okay to shoot him. But we all are going to worry. I've said it a million times. I know you guys disagree with this, but it's in your heart. I don't know. You can't mount an argument in your brain, just in your heart. I'm all ears, but what do you say? What's the argument?
Yeah, I followed the trial the least probably of anybody here. It just seems weird that.
Well, he wasn't guilty in the eyes of the law.
I guess so.
But no, you're not. Look, forget this trial. What I'm saying is we tell people do not discriminate and do not. Hey, cab drivers, you pick up everyone. I don't care what color they are. You pick up everyone, and you pick them up equally. The cab drivers are they're from other nations. They're not from here. They're from somewhere else, and they don't pick up young black males because they're doing the math on who commits more crime, and it's young black males. So they discriminate against young black males. I'm sure they pick up women before they would pick up a big dude, for instance. If you had your choice between picking up a 60-year-old black woman, Wheezy from, what the hell show is that? George, the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
You'd pick up Wheezy from the Jeffersons before you'd pick up Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You same out of gas.
Yeah, it just if you happen to look like someone who someone is afraid of and you aren't doing anything bad, like that fucking sucks for you.
It does, but
so what do? You're saying try to look as non-threatening as possible?
Well, the first thing we have to do is correct the problem.
Yeah.
We have to figure out why young black men are creating a disproportionate amount of violent crime. And then we have to reverse engineer this thing. Focus on that. See what we can do about that. And by the way, they're shooting each other. You don't think that simultaneously
it should be, okay, I mean, I understand, like, that's a huge thing, though, and I understand that attention should be paid to that. But as well, what do you say to the innocent person who is...
But there's nothing you can tell the cab driver who's just playing the statistical odds. That's the problem. You can try to educate him all you want. He's going to pick up the chick before he picks up the black male. He's going to pick up the white male before he picks up the black male. There's a lot of circumstances depending on how the black male is dressed. But these guys are walking around, driving around, profiling like everyone does. It's not a racial thing. It's an overall thing. The guy's posture, his build, his age, how he's dressed. Yes, it's all part of it.
I know. That kind of profiling is in a different class, though, than the Trayvon Martin Zimmerman thing, because all of a sudden now we're talking about if you look at it this way, which I do, we're talking about profiling that led to the loss of a life of someone who was not doing anything.
Right, but if a disproportionate amount of guys in that group do something, then you're going to get lumped in with that group. And I don't know how you're going to tell society to shut that off. That's the discussion. That's the broader
Maybe
discussion.
Maybe don't shut it off, but don't shoot people.
That's the real...
Because one example was also someone...
That's the discussion that mothers are trying to figure out. They're trying to figure out what to tell their kids regarding this.
They don't have to tell them anything. Just focus on the family. Focus on education. This is not going to happen to them. This notion, if it does, it's going to be by someone who's the same color as you, 9 times out of 10. or maybe statistically a little higher than 9 times out of 10. It is young black men shooting other young black men, which is a much greater issue than half-white Hispanic guys doing what he did. So the conversation a mother should have is more about that than about Zimmerman. That's my point. And the idea where you're not supposed to leave the house now if you're gay or lesbian or other because it's going to be open season on you is inflammatory and insane. And he doesn't believe it either.
Yeah, the big good-looking white guy doesn't believe any of that.
No.
He said.
Well, by the way, I can't.
Did you notice he was like, I'm cool? He should have just looked at the 2 black women on the panel and goes, I'm cool, though.
Right. Yeah.
I get to go wherever I want. You 2 ladies need to stay at home.
I can't tell if a woman is a lesbian. I mean, unless she's driving a Subaru. I would have no idea if a woman was with the dogs. She had to be driving like a Justy, perhaps, or a Forester.
Comfortable
but
shoes.
Either way, I don't know how you know or tell what some people are.
Well, if you see her going down on another woman.
Well, I certainly don't interrupt that. No. All right. So there's a bigger discussion to have, but the bigger discussion is not something the folks who claim they want the hypocrites who claim they want the bigger discussion, who claim to be nothing but fans of the people of color who want to help those people. There is a bigger discussion. That bigger discussion involves the destruction of the family and the continuation of the destruction of the family, which needs to be discussed. These incidents, they're going to happen, and they should be discussed as well, and they're tragedies. But there's a bigger discussion to have, and they never want to discuss the bigger discussion. They just want to discuss having the bigger discussion, or a, quote, real discussion. Although, if you ever do get real, they'll call you a racist and walk out of the room.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's a real bigger discussion that can save many, many more lives than this, statistically, and nobody wants to get into it, which is fine, but don't get off a fucking Mount Pius and stop beating your chest explaining you want to have a real discussion when you never bring it up. All you do is bring up, you do all the fear-mongering, all the, what am I supposed to tell my kid? He's widened this into being different. It's like, and by the way, if you know, unfortunately, we can't get many of the facts that are involved with this case are stuff that you'd never know, that you would immediately know if the news wasn't as biased. I found out that Zimmerman took a black chick to the prom and that he mentored black kids and that they lived in his house and that I think he voted for Obama. This is all stuff that would be interesting, at least when you're making a case about his hatred of the black community, but it's never been told. It's not part of the narrative. Or the fact that he's not even white, again, not part of the narrative. You have a narrative. It's white people hunting down black people.
At the beginning, it was that he's a white guy who hunted down a black teen.
Right.
And then it changed to he profiled him. Like the form of racism that people feel that he was acting on morphed.
Right, but there are many other extenuating circumstances that involve him and Trayvon Martin that have never really been discussed unless they fit the narrative. Like the fact, if and somebody can verify this stuff, him taking a black woman to the prom, him mentoring black kids and things like that, having them live at his home.
But isn't that kind of like some of my best friends are?
No.
Hold on a second.
This is a little steeper than that.
Hold on a second. Like you say, this is something you say. It's not your words, it's your actions. You're not a racist because you say things. You're a racist because you do things.
You have black kids living in your home. If you're mentoring them.
Did he shoot them?
Wouldn't you call that an action?
Did he shout them?
All right. You don't think
I
that's
said
an
it's the ultimate action?
But you can still
you
be
can't
racist.
shoot people or different colors.
I don't know, but it's just something I thought about.
No, people of all colors and sizes.
Cancel it out then. The category.
But he
so many kids mentored equals
Trayvon
one
was up to no
Don't be
good
an
because
asshole,
of how
Brian. You're being
Trayvon
a
looked.
dick. I'm saying you're trying to say the guy's a racist. This would fly in the face.
Well, he did a
of
racist
that.
act.
No, I don't think he did a racist act.
You don't think he assumed that Trayvon was up to no good based on how Trayvon looked?
I do.
And that's not racist?
Not if a disproportionate number of those people are committing that group. It's sexist. Isn't it sexist?
No, that's racist.
Isn't it sexist? I mean,
do you think it's racist?
I think it's racial profiling.
Well, yeah, I do too.
Which is a racist act.
But what if it was a woman?
Well, then, yeah, but then it would be racist and sexist at the same time.
Well, what I'm saying is...
But I don't think anyone's going to be scared of a black woman in a hoodie.
Why
just
not?
Go, why is she so cold?
Yeah, but why not? Why not a woman? I mean, ultimately, there's a gender thing. The ultimate is gender. It's guys. It's young guys. It's not old guys. It's young guys.
No, but you... this is gonna go crazy, but he profiled. You said it yourself that he saw a young black man in a hoodie and approached him.
Yeah, I think he profiled him, but profiling is an overall
racially profiled him.
Race is a component of the profiling. You think it's funny?
I love you so much, Adam. But
no, but if it's not a male, you have to be a male, right?
Can we go to PF Chang?
What I'm saying is, if it was an Asian kid,
you have to be a male, right?
If it was a 17-year-old Asian boy with a hoodie, I don't think Zimmerman would have walked up to him.
I agree.
If it was a white kid holding a skateboard with a hoodie on,
well, now you're entering a skateboard.
No. Well, yeah, because he's a white dude.
Yeah.
I'm racial profiling, too. By the way, the Asian kid had nunchucks in the hoodie.
No, here's what I'm saying.
and a to-go bag.
I'm saying...
He was delivering. He was delivering in that neighborhood.
I'm saying it doesn't make you a racist. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe he's a racist.
I understand what you're saying now. Now
listen,
I get what he's saying,
You don't
Brian.
look at your...
This is what he's saying. Can I...
Yes.
What you're saying is, because the society has lumped this group, this profile.
Yes.
That it's no longer him being a racist. It's just that he's been trained. His mind has been trained.
But he's saying
to profile that.
His mind has been trained to
he's
profile
not a
that
racist.
because that group commits the
Is that
most
what you're
crime.
saying, Adam?
Well,
he's not a racist. He knows because of it's been racially profiled that this group is dangerous, and in his mind, it's been.
No, I think when you look outside your window, for instance, and you see somebody walking around. I had it with an Asian guy. I told this story the other day. Yeah.
How dare you bring this up?
This is going to be a tough one because this guy had a little touch of Down syndrome.
How dare you?
I'm saying...
Not funny.
He was standing in front of my house looking suspicious and just staring at my house in an odd way. And
I like the colors.
If it was an elderly woman, I wouldn't have kept my eye on him because elderly women do not commit a vast amount of violent crime, and they did not pose as big a physical threat. See what I'm saying?
There's a yes. I believe there's a balancing act we have to do between having our eyes open, and as a woman, I'm doing it all the time, having my eyes open, being aware, thinking where might a threat come from, but also wondering how much of my fear is because of the color of someone and trying to scale that reaction back.
It's in. It works based on basically the prison populace. We all do it. It's the same when you get on a flight. What are you profiling for when you get on a flight? You got a couple swarthy guys sitting behind you that could come from any nation, but that guy freaks you out a little more than Sandy Duncan does on the flight.
But I just think if you're going to carry a gun, you have to really be careful before you act.
I agree. I'm just saying let's not pretend like people don't do this.
Profile.
They do it. Yes. Is it good? No. Is it bad? No, it's not bad. It is. It just is. It's who we are. We do it with dogs. We do it with people. We do it on how they're dressed. We're doing it on their posture. We do it on their skin color. We do it on their gender. We do it on their age. We do it on the frames they pick out.
Yep.
We just do it. And I don't know that we can stop doing it. What I do know is that we can save a lot of young black males if we can focus on the genesis of this problem and see if we can stem the tide of, like I said, mainly young black males shooting other young black males, which is the true tragedy and the real problem that we're having in this country. Profiling, a problem. This, bigger problem. Focus on family would help stem the tide of this. That's the bigger discussion to have, and it's the one we're not currently having. All right. Wow. Where the hell were we? That was funny.
My sides.
That part is not funny.
And I'm not saying you can take a black chick to the prom and be racist.
Definitely not funny.
But I am saying the part where he had all these interactions and tutored and did that doesn't help paint the picture that a lot of people that are trying to fan these flames are trying to paint, and thus create the society where we're all supposed to be freaked out and hate. We're two groups. The group that are on the hit list, young black males, you got to run serpentine, and then the rest of us are just supposed to feel guilt-ridden and freaked out for feeling a way that we don't really feel.
How about this for racial profiling? When I found out that one of the women was black, right away I was like, she's going to go, oh, he's guilty. I don't need to see the evidence. You don't need to say shit. He's guilty.
Well, that's the whole point.
When it went to deliberation, I knew she was the one going, I need to see more evidence because this motherfucker's guilty.
I think they
You're right,
they got rid of her. No, but I mean,
how many people thought the same way?
None of us.
Oh,
we're so much better than
everyone
you.
Thought, okay, the 5 white chicks are probably going to be like, you know what? Let's talk about it. But the black chick was like, no, he's guilty.
Well, that's the thing.
I don't need to hear shit.
Jesse Jackson or whoever, Al Sharp's like 6 white chicks. I think it was 6 white chicks. I think there was a black chick, but they got rid of her or something. All right, what is it? Five.
I thought it was 5 white and then one who was either Hispanic or it hasn't.
All right, anyway, but he's like, how are we supposed to get this verdict with 5 white? And everyone goes, yeah, how is it? And then they're like, wait a minute, isn't that racial, whatever? Like you can't. Are you calling them racist?
That's what Garagos has been saying the entire time, which is that jury selection decides the way it's going to go, and what they do is you choose people who are going to see the world through the lens you want them to see it through, and that's what they did with that jury.
Well, he voted for Obama. Not discussed very often. All right, and you know what I heard? I heard the Ollie North trial had an all-black jury. That's a weird one, right?
Yeah.
For a guy...
Is that a military trial?
Where's
or like
the
a trial
Asians
trial?
at when it comes to jury selection?
They're at PF Chang's, baby.
Okay.
Giving everyone the runaround.
Sorry, Judge, cannot do this week.
We really need you.
It's Mother's Day.
Yeah, we really...
I'm sorry, Mother's Day, very busy.
We really need you.
I don't care, sorry.
We would appreciate if
not
you would...
Not interested in trial.
Yeah, I know
it's
you're not...
2 for 1 ton at PF Chang.
Yeah, but hold on a
Mother's
second.
Day.
I understand, but first off, it's a civic duty.
Civic?
Honda. No.
It's a Honda Civic.
No.
Then I will do it for Honda.
You're not getting a car.
Oh, so then no car?
I know you love Honda.
Then I cannot do it. It's Mother's Day. Please, Judge.
It's a civic duty.
Honda.
No.
Is it Honda?
All
No,
right.
Honda.
It's your duty.
Okay, duty.
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 Duty. Yeah, it's a civic duty. Duty. It's a civic duty.
Civic duty.
To sit at the trial.
I have to work.
And judge your peers.
Who?
The peers that are being, the folks that are being, I mean, probably not going to be Asian, but they're peers.
Yeah.
You understand? Do you know what a peer is?
Piers Morgan.
No, okay.
No, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Cannot.
Yeah, but then you're excused.
PF Chang.
Yeah, when I get there, though, I want to be seated first. You understand?
Someday.
We see a guy in a powdered
We have a
wig
table right
show
by
up.
the kitchen.
Not the kitchen. I want a booth.
Sorry, booth is taken.
How do you know the booth is taken? You're
I
not
just
even
know
there.
For you, sir, booth is taken.
You're not even there. You know the booth is...
It's Mother's Day.
Okay.
Busiest time of the year.
You know the booth is taken for me?
For sure.
Okay.
Are you a mother?
Do you have a crystal...
Are you a mother?
No, I'm not.
Then booth is taken.
Do you have a crystal booth?
Do you have a baby?
I have made a baby, but I am not a baby maker.
You are not a mother.
Okay.
No booth.
Please. What if I bring my own booth?
Then you will have a booth.
Like set it up by the kitchen?
Outside by the lion.
What?
Yes.
Not by the big lion?
Yes, the lion.
Not the ornamental lion?
Yes.
All right, we're going to take ourselves a break. Jo Koy, great job as per usual.
Thank you.
Live shows coming up in Cleveland and Bakersfield and Stockton. And what you do is you go to jokoy.com to find out all the dates.
Can you spell it for me? Or can I do it?
Oh, Jokoy. Sorry, jokoy.com. Find out where all the dates are. We will take ourselves a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Tony Hale in studio from Veep and The Heat and Arrested Development. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
The hat trick. I've not seen Veep, and everyone tells me I should watch it.
You should watch it.
You'd like it.
Everyone says it's a really, really good show. Renewed for a third season, by the way. A nice tip of the cap.
Yeah, thankful for that.
Doing well.
Thank you.
Where do you shoot that out of?
Baltimore.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the schedule like?
We shoot from about September to about last year was like November to April. This year it's gonna be September to about January.
And Baltimore because you can use it for DC?
Yeah. And then most of the writers are from England, and then a lot of people from
really?
LA, so it's kind of a halfway point that we can kind of go home. It's like 5 hours each.
Are they funnier than we are?
They're pretty funny.
Really?
Pretty funny, yeah.
Is that where the show? Is it an English show that we're taking?
No. They did a show called Thick of It, which kind of talked about English Parliament and kind of making fun of that. And then they were fascinated. They've always been fascinated with American politics, and they thought the vice president role had a lot of good material. So they kind of took a crack at that.
It may be time, we were thinking about getting wrestling out of the Olympics. Maybe we take a good look at the vice presidency. And people are going to argue vehemently, and then I'm going to stop them all in their tracks and go, give me a scenario where we last really kind of needed one.
Yeah, where the vice president really showed his or her mettle.
And first off, it's sloppy seconds for everybody who's doing when Biden shows up. It means your factory just didn't contribute enough or not. You got to feel honored in one way, but it is kind of sloppy seconds. And then all they do is put their foot in their mouth after too many drinks. And
also, nobody aspires to be the vice president.
Right.
And no one's going to say, I want to be vice president when I grow up.
And
this is the whole comical conceit of the show, by the way. Everything you mentioned, you have the sloppy seconds part of it,
right.
No one aspires.
Always in the shadow.
Yeah, putting the foot in the mouth. This is the entire show.
Yeah, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the vice president. She's hilarious.
I always, I know she's super, super talented. She won an Emmy for Veep, didn't she?
She did. She's also really normal, which is nice. Really cool.
I wonder if the vice president does a deal though, where when the president's going to he went to Africa, and they had to put a bunch of armor-plated limos in a C-130 or whatever they're transporting and all that. I wonder if the vice president's ever why don't you take it easy with all the Secret Service guys? Can I just leave a few of those guys back? Do they need all those guys? Just let the president. I mean, he's pretty popular, especially abroad. Just leave him be.
Yeah.
Why don't suffocate the guy? Let him ride in a convertible.
Yeah.
Beautiful weather out there.
I think that also helps him, though. It's I'm feeling this way. I'm kind of feeling second command. I'm going to get a lot of motorcade. I'm going to get it all to kind of bump my ego a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They're constantly always right behind the president and never get a voice.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be easy.
And the only headlines they ever make is saying something stupid. Yeah. They don't really, no one ever says, that's a wonderful speech delivered by the vice president. So he said he got on some talk show and said something dumb.
But you're wondering how much the vice president actively fantasizes about something happening where all of a sudden he has to step up, right?
Well, he's essentially the understudy, and we're on Broadway, and they're kind of hoping you roll an ankle.
Yeah.
Because I've got this whole Pippin thing memorized. And I'm not gay. That just came out. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
You would have waste to memorize Pippin.
If you're walking around with the headset and the clipboard on the sidelines, you want to win, but you want to play. Mm-hmm. And if the quarterback goes down, that means you're going to get in there. And I don't say that you sit around and have a voodoo doll of the guy, but that does mean some playing time for you. And I don't know how the vice, and I'm sure it varies from guy to guy.
Yeah.
Dick Cheney may have done more than Dan Quayle, for example.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Dan Quayle's like, holy shit, what am I doing here? What are they?
What?
Now what? Yeah, so he's sitting around praying the president never goes down. But I don't know, maybe Cheney's like, fuck, I do a better job than this guy.
Yeah, there's an episode where she's asked to go to a yogurt store and just kind of meet the locals, and then it turns out the president has something with his heart and has to step down, so she has to step up. So she's super psyched. At the last minute, it was gas, so then she had to step down. She has to go back to the yogurt store.
Right? Yeah.
No
one wants to go back to the yogurt store.
No, it's just that taste of it for a second.
And is it nice working with HBO and having
nice.
all the fucking crazy hentas up your ass telling you what funny is? It's
They've
so nice.
They've stepped away and they've allowed Armando Iannucci created it. They've kind of given him creative freedom.
Thus,
it's been nice.
When they do the Emmys thing every year, they go, HBO nominated for 126 Emmys, NBC -2.
They took away 2.
Meaning they took 2 from Frasier.
Oh, man.
If they win 2 in the future, they're going to have to give them back. They're just going to be back to 0. Sorry. It's like their Emmys are going to be garnished.
They're on layaway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They've definitely been really cool about kind of giving Armando his freedom. Really cool.
Yes, Brian.
Question about the show. I'm sure you've answered this before. It's come up. But it's a show where a lot of it is improvised, supposedly. I'm curious how much of it. I'm sure they give you storylines and such, but how much of the dialogue is.
They do give us storylines, but the big thing is we got like 2 or 3 weeks of rehearsal before we shoot, and that never happens in television. Like they allow us to kind of play and improv and come up with stuff, and it starts one way and then it kind of morphs into something totally different, and that's what we shoot. So I've never experienced that kind of rehearsal time.
And
the show
of course,
has a great rhythm. You know what I mean?
Really fun.
And then Netflix and Arrested Development. That's an interesting experiment.
Isn't that wild?
It's a new time we're living in, man.
Well, it's the kind of thing like when we got canceled, you kind of say goodbye to a show and then all of a sudden they say it's coming back. And I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it was very surreal, but the way he did it is he released all 15.
Let me get you down from Cloud 9. They're doing that with Cougar Town, too.
Oh, that's right.
Now you don't feel so great, dude.
That's right.
You felt good a second ago? Cougar Town back by popular demand as well. All right, now you feel shitty. Go on.
But they released all 15 at a time, which really fit that kind of model because the way Mitch, who created it, did it, it was kind of a puzzle. Like he had to have them released at a time because each episode didn't make sense if you didn't watch the one before.
Right.
So it was pretty neat how they did it.
And sounds like a crazy scope. Now, where was that shot?
That was shot here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I have to say, I'm very impressed. I want to tell you this. That you remember the name of the guy who showed you around Nordstrom's rack that long ago.
Tom Collins. I mean, it's named after a drink mix.
That genuinely is impressive. Because how many years ago would you say that was?
I was living in my apartment in North Hollywood with my stripper girlfriend. Or had she left me and moved in with my grandparents' house, at my grandparents' house. But that would have been... 1990 probably. So
that's 23 years ago, and you remembered his name.
Yeah. Again, it was
He likes alcohol.
No, but do you have that kind of memory that you just do not forget stuff?
I have that memory for weird things, and not for instance, people I work with. I don't know their names.
Yeah.
Well, little people.
They're both like, yeah, every day.
But I was sitting in my kitchen the other day, and I just thought, there's fun in the water, but there's danger too. And you got to swim well so nothing happens to you. Learn how to swim at the YMCA. Learn how to swim at Never Swim Alone. There's safety in numbers. Don't strike out on your own. And never dive unless you know the water's not too shallow and it's clear below, which was a stupid PSA I used to see when I was 7.
That's impressive.
That's burned in. But mostly like used car dealerships and their jingles and things like that. Not knowing the capitals of states and cities and things
frees
like
up
that.
Space in
yeah,
there.
frees up a lot of space.
But you'd think if that was such a low point for you, maybe you put it into a category in your mind. It was just such a heavy point to walk around that store and you thought, I'm going to remember this guy's name. Do you think that's what it is?
I remember thinking, well, like I said, if he was named Harvey Wallbanger,
that's true.
I probably remembered his name too. And I don't even fucking know what's in a Harvey Wallbanger. Should somebody?
I've never even heard of it.
You never heard of a Harvey Wallbanger?
I want to say Galliano.
I've heard Tom Collins.
Not the Harvey Wallbanger.
Mm-mm.
Something's wrong with you,
Well,
Tony.
my wife made fun of me the other day because I just learned about a greyhound, and I'm pretty excited about a greyhound. And we went out to dinner, and I said, "Do you guys do a greyhound?" My wife was like, "That's been around a long time."
And by the way, if they don't do a greyhound, they will do a greyhound because every place that has a bar will have vodka and grapefruit juice somewhere in that establishment.
Sad.
I feel like we could play some kind of quiz where we tell him names of cocktails and he has to guess whether they exist or not.
I'd fail badly.
Harvey Wallbanger has Galliano.
Galliano.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what Galliano is.
that is.
It's the tall yellow
weird
liquor.
shaped,
Yeah, the tall yellow shape.
Yeah, I sort of remember
triangular
the color of Harvey Wallbanger. It's vodka, Galliano, and orange juice. Wow, that's a Harvey Wallbanger. When you sit around and name things, I don't know how that one ever gets off the ground.
What's in that?
What's not in it?
Is that just
what is Galliano? That's what we're wondering.
No idea.
It's a sweet herbal liqueur.
Something Italian. All right. Should we do a little news?
Mm-hmm.
How about we do some of that?
Rosen. She'll read some news from her iPad. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's Alison.
I think it's always
And
good.
when it's time to wrap it up, she'll sign it off with zip it cunt. It's Alison.
But sometimes it's a good job of talking about bad news.
That's true. That's hard.
But before we get into the news, I have to talk about the thing that's been sitting in my brain ever since it came up before the show, even though we took a detour down Zimmerman Alley, which is we're all going to New York in a couple days. We're all on the same flight. How much will I be fired if I have to check a bag?
How much will you be fined?
Fired.
No,
By
you won't be
Adam.
fired. You just have to find your own way to the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
No,
Because you guys are all just going to carry on, right?
well, actually, I got to make a note for Matt the Porcelain Punisher Fondelier, which is he shits up the bathroom, but good. And he doesn't discriminate. Unlike Zimmerman, he does not discriminate over whose porcelain he punishes. It's all going to feel the wrath of his anus.
Boom.
That's him. It's the sound it makes. He destroys my bathroom. He should be paying me for the amount of shitting and eating and toilet paper usage over here. But I need to bring my fire suit. I will proudly wear it on the plane. If I get drunk, I'm getting into the fire suit.
That's a bad sign. You see someone walking out of the suit, playing in a fire suit.
I need to bring all my racing gear because I'm going out to Connecticut to Lime Rock, which is Paul Newman's racetrack, to drive a monster car. I don't mean monster truck. I just mean... let's see, Gary, if you can find a picture of the 82 twin-turbo V8 Newman Sharp car, or Bob Sharp or Newman Sharp. Lime Rock is Newman's home track that was where he lived. And I'm pecking away on this Newman documentary. It's just a kind of a side thing.
Getting it going, good.
Yeah, and all the Paul Newman guys, he lived in Connecticut, and then the guys he had his race team with, namely Bob Sharp of Newman Sharp Racing, and then another race car driver named Sam Posey. Sam Posey's wife did the artwork and drew the picture for the salad dressing label. I'm trying to give it some context for the non-racing fans here.
Who like salad?
They're all out in Lime Rock, Connecticut, which is only about an hour away from the city, or so I'm told. So what I'm going to do on a Sunday morning or something like that is go out there and try to grab some interviews with these guys.
In your fire suit.
Well, I'm going to drive the car. That's the car. It's a fucking beast. It's 900 horsepower, and it's insane.
Do you go through any kind of routine before you ride?
I have one Harvey Wallbanger.
But do you have anxiety or any
No,
kind of... No,
I don't. But I'm not going to drive. I'm not going to try to push that car to its limits. Although I'll definitely tack it up. But I'm not racing it. I'm just going to drive it at Lime Rock. And I just thought it'd be a cool idea for the documentary if they brought Newman's. It's one-off. I think he raced it 1 or 2 seasons. And it's just a fucking beast, and they'll bring it out, and then I'll drive it around, and we'll just kind of weave it into the dock. So I'm gonna bring all my shit, helmet and Hans device and shoes and everything like that.
So then I'll be seeing you at baggage at the baggage
I think
carousel.
I think that could be me. Yeah, because I don't know. Other than that, I wear the same tablecloth checkered shirt on stage every single night. And,
You do?
and the same jeans and the same shoes. So
I
I
didn't
don't
notice that.
I don't need
so
much
weird.
more than that. So I'll be cool, but we'll figure it out. Don't worry.
All right.
You won't be left behind.
But would most women going to New York for 3 days to perform need to check a bag? Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't change. Okay.
Well,
Thanks.
here's what I think. I think women emotionally overpack.
And literally.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, they literally overpack, but they emotionally overpack. There should be I know, like people do, they go, I'm a girl. You don't get it. But it's like, I get it. But if you still just chose, here's the shoes I'm going to wear on Thursday, and here's the shoes I'm going to wear on Friday, and it still doesn't physically need to be that much.
No, I know. That's why it's in my head, because I keep thinking there is a way to do this. It's just a lack of wanting to spend the time figuring out how to pack it and a lack of having the right suitcase and all that.
When you get back from a trip, do you look at what you wore, or I'm curious, I mean, if it's for everybody, do you look at what you wore to like make a lesson for next time, where you go, well, maybe I don't need to bring that, and then gradually you bring less and less?
That would be efficient.
Which I'm not saying I do it.
No.
But I'm wondering if people do that.
I think women bring options.
If I have my period, I send stuff ahead.
Got
Because
it.
that adds a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah. Case of tampons.
Chocolate.
Slow boat. I think it's the options.
Yes, because one time I went to San Diego and I didn't have the shirt I wanted, and it was an awful trip.
If you just went, this is what I'm wearing on Friday's show, and this is what I'm wearing on Saturday's show, and this is what I'm wearing on Thursday's show, then that would be it.
And it's like going to be 145 degrees in New York, so that that involves extra options too.
All right.
I don't really know why. But remember, we were talking about how juror B37, Zimmerman juror B37, was going to be writing a book. And had a literary agent and everything. Well, turns out that has fallen through. The literary agent has dropped her. She said, after careful consideration of the book project with Zimmerman juror B37, I've decided to rescind my offer of representation. And the juror released a statement saying she had changed her mind. She said, now that I am returned to my family and to society in general, I have realized that the best direction for me to go is away from writing any sort of book and return instead to my life as it was before I was called to sit on this jury.
Also, this stuff is like runner-up on Survivor, Playboy offer. You got to jump on it 7 months from now, 9 months from now, when this book comes out, which is not, but when it does, no one's going to have Zimmerman fever at this point, is it? And I think we have the opposite reaction. We go like, I'm so fucking burnt out. I never want to bring that shit up again.
Well, that was my first reaction when I heard she was going to do a book was, ugh. And then I thought, well, but I would probably use that experience to write something as well. But apparently the reaction on social media was so great that she got cold feet. Someone posted, I think, the address and phone number of the literary agent.
Yeah. Is that Spike Lee? Artie Lang, by the way, Dave Attell, Judah Freeland, they're just amongst the people that are going to join us up on stage at Caroline's coming up this week and Thursday as well, if you want to come out and say hi. Yes, sorry.
And that juror B37, which makes you wonder, what were the other ones? Were they all B as well? Like, was it B36, B35?
I don't know, but they shouldn't do that because B is an actual name of a person. Like,
you're right.
EA. Yeah, in one of the best TV shows ever, a little bit better than Veep and Arrested Development, Vegas.
And Facts of Life.
I loved your Wheezy reference, by the way.
Yeah, Wheezy. In Vegas, Dan Tana's assistant was named B, but don't know the name of any of the states.
Okay, so do you guys watch Newsroom? Sorry to mention other shows. We only watch Veep, but also there's a show, Newsroom. Yes. There's a character whose last name is Dan Tana, but it's been distracting me because I thought maybe this is his nickname because Dan Tana is a name. But
Dan Tana's a restaurant. Dan Tana's the super cop from Vegas.
It's also,
That memory.
It's also the last name of this new character on Newsroom. Gary, what's his first name?
But his last name is Dan Tana?
Yeah, it's like Jerry Dantana or something.
I love 70s TV. That guy was so...
It is Jerry.
It was so hot. Dan Tana was so hot There's two great episodes I remember when I was watching. I was 12. Vegas. Two great episodes. One is he was chasing a dude, and the dude hopped the fence and ran through the yard. And so Tana hopped the fence and jumped in the yard. Two, and there was a hot chick just sunbathing. No pool or anything, like clearly just set out there on a fold-out lounge.
She had one of those.
She didn't have the reflective
things.
mirrors, but she was just laying there, just in some backyard in Vegas, and she was like hot twin. In the 70s, like any excuse to just put any chick in a bikini and just put her on TV, and look at Vegas, and there's B, and they put her back there, and he jumped into her backyard, and she like popped up, like she was like, oh, like you would do if you were in your backyard sunbathing, and some big dude just came flying over the fence and landed in your backyard, and she went like, "Ooh, what happened?" And he was like, "Sorry, business, ma'am." And he went, and then she did this one. She's like, "Where are you going?" You know that thing where like people fall in love with a guy in 13 seconds? Like he's wearing dingo boots and a vest, and he's hot.
I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, Ted Bundy was easy on the eyes. Didn't mean you're going to have a great relationship with him. And then the other great Vegas moment was, I had to dissect this even when I was 11. Two hot chicks walking through the casino, and it came over the PA system. Paging Dantana, and the one hot chick turned to the other hot chick, and she went, "Who's Dantana?" And her hot friend went, "You don't know Dan?" And I remember as an 11-year-old thinking about that, going, why would the one chick ask the strange name that was Paige?
Yeah.
If you're walking through the airport.
Who's Harry Seward?
Yeah, they say Chip Johnson. You don't ask me, who's Chip Johnson? I got to be
you
like.
don't know Chip?
Yeah. Is the answer ever going to be that? You would never ask the person you're with.
That'd be all you would talk about for the entire time you're in a hotel.
Yes. All right. Let's do another story. What do we got?
Well, so the juror named B, B37, was interviewed on Anderson Cooper, and was in.
I'd want to be B52.
Yeah, I kept thinking that. Was in shadows the entire time. It's interesting that there can be compelling television when someone is you can't even see the person. But people have been talking about the interview quite a bit. She referred to Zimmerman as George, so people are saying like it was clear that she was sympathetic to Zimmerman.
Mm-hmm. Well. They didn't get who they wanted.
That's how she was sorry for her. She didn't
okay.
ask
Wait, hang on. This is a clip. This is a clip of her talking about Rachel Jeantel. We don't need to go into all this unless you want to see it.
No.
Okay. Stevie Wonder is saying he is going to boycott Florida until they repeal Stand Your Ground.
Interesting.
Well, how would he know?
That's what I'm saying. His agent probably has him booked in Orlando, and he's like, off to Hungary. We go. I'll tell you where we're not going. Orlando.
Now, if the audience sounds confused and you say, "Hello, Hungary,"
I hear Budapest knows how to rock. Yeah.
It's a language barrier.
All right. Until they repeal Stand Your Ground.
That'd be a really if Mike August ever books you somewhere you don't want to go, I know it's never happened yet. You should choose a cause and say that's why you're boycotting it. And then
I've told him. I tried to tell him at the beginning I only play Sun City. Wow. That's the only place I want to play. And he's like, it's kind of out of the way, and they don't really know you over there. And I'm like, just do it. And he's like, well, probably want to play Seattle. You have more fans there. And I tried, I begged, but no, I don't have any place. I'm not excited. I don't think I'd like to go back to Houston, Texas. I didn't have a great time in Houston, Texas. Well, it
was hot.
It was hot. We drove from Addison to Houston, which is not a lovely drive. I just realized their fans are so much more concentrated in Seattle and Portland and places like that for me. But Houston was just one of those places where I was like, I went to Houston before with when the Super Bowl was playing there, and I didn't much like Houston. I like Texas, and Houston didn't seem have a great time in Houston.
I feel like I know the answer to this, but do you get excited to go to new places? Like some place, you got a gig in blah, blah, you got a gig in blah, blah. Oh, here's one you've never been to, some place you've never been to.
Corona.
Lime
the Coronas
Rock.
of the world.
I like it. I have to attach a restaurant to it. So when you tell me, it drives me nuts that we live in Los Angeles and there are thousands of Indian and Thai places, but there's no like Polish joint or German joint, or at least that's around. You know what I mean? And when you go to Cleveland and when you go to Minnesota, you can go to these places and get some sauerkraut and some potatoes and some schnitzel and stuff like that, like sort of kind of stuff you wouldn't eat every day, but at least it's there, and then it makes it fun. So you go, we're going to this Polish joint. We're getting some real. So I grew up with my grandfather making Hungarian food, and it was awesome. I'm not Hungarian. He's my step-grandfather. But I love it. And there was one Hungarian place in town, and they closed it down. They opened an Indian restaurant.
What was your favorite meal that he made for you?
He made goulash, was very good. He made chicken paprikash over what he called no kettle, or some people call it no kettle-y, which were dumplings, but they weren't potato dumplings. He would take basically dough, and he would take a big bore grater and he would grate it over a boiling pot of water. Oh, wow. And when they floated to the top, it meant they were ready. And then he would skim them out and he put them on your plate. And then when he took this super creamy chicken brothy, thick viscous chicken paprikash sauce, he would just ladle it over these things and they would absorb that sort of fatty, chickeny flavor. And it was just delectable. Paprika, as he called it. Everyone calls it paprika here, but I'll go with his one. Wildly underrated. Super good, and Hungarian food, super good, but doesn't exist. But if you travel, you can find it. All these other cities have their little pockets. So that's what we do. We do that and barbecue.
Never had it.
Gotta have it.
I'm still going. Sorry. What did he grate? You said
large boar.
Boar.
Well, no, it was dough. He grated dough, right? Was it like spätzle?
Yeah. That's what it was. Wow. What I'm saying is in like the kind of grater you'd use to grate Parmesan cheese. It wasn't that. It was like had big openings in it, and he'd take just flour, just dough, do it right over the top.
I've seen those graters, and I've thought, what's the point of them? Now I know.
No kettle. Unbelievable. I had a great conversation. Somebody, I don't know, I think it was Jimmy, told me there is a Hungarian place, and it's in Hollywood, and you can go find this place. And I went down there, and I was like, do you have no kettle? Pardon me? No kettle? Pardon me? No kettle? Do you serve a dish, dumpling dish, no kettle? No, we don't have that one. Nothing like that? No. So no chicken paprikash? No, we don't have that. And no kettle? No. We have no kettle-y. Okay. That's something you could have brought up 18 minutes ago.
Oddly specific difference.
Yeah.
I was trying to order a drink in Spain, and I was saying vodka, but like with my bad Spanish that I learned in school. And then finally, vodka. You didn't know what I was asking for?
Especially when 500 people a day come in and ask for vodka?
Yeah.
I don't know who those people are. All right, one more story.
Well, turns out that what killed Cory Monteith of Glee was a mix of heroin and alcohol.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah.
One thing they do over there in Canada is they get on it. Like here, we have celebrities dying and they'll be like, we should have our toxicology report back in, 18 months. Over there, they just go,
really fast.
Get on it. And also, go ahead and have the celebrity jump to the front of the coroner's toxicology line. The drifters that you found out by the lake. Just hop past the John Does and the 92-year-olds that died in that nursing home. And people kind of want to know what's going on with this one. So, we have that like 9-week wait or whatever it is. Michael Jackson and stuff like that.
Amy Winehouse
just took a billion years. Like, just fucking do it. It's look, I guess it's really their. Wow, man. It's their last perk of celebrity. It's powerful.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Powerful, man.
Didn't he just get out of rehab? Did I read that? Right?
Yeah, he had been to rehab recently. He started doing drugs at 13.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
And it's just that sad thing is once he gets in that world, it's just there's so much temptation with celebrity, and then that goes fast forward. I would think.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of friends currently who do heroin.
That's a heavy.
Yeah.
That you know of.
Also,
That I know of.
the booze thing is weird too, because when you just slam the heroin, you're like, I could go for a Miller Lite, like to really top off this buzz. Like, what would a beer or even vodka do?
What?
Vodka?
What?
Vodka?
K?
Vodka?
K?
Wuchka?
Como?
Harvey Wallbanger?
Como? Pardon?
So, what would the booze do? I don't know how that evens you out, or you're just high and you go, fuck it,
well,
I'm
I
going
think-
to keep doing something.
Yeah.
I would, but
I don't
think
know.
If you just get out of rehab, isn't it true? Like I think they said he had a couple beers with friends, and then there's that part in his brain maybe that's like, I'm just gonna go for it since I already screwed up, and then it just goes.
Oh yeah, that's
goes nuts.
That's the problem. It's like the people that do the binge eating who are on a diet. Once they eat the 1 Nilla wafer, it's
And
fucking on.
they say I've already done this, so I'm just gonna cap it off.
Yeah. And also, I would bet, and as far as it just out of rehab, probably the most vulnerable you are is the first 6 months out of rehab, and you should almost have someone assigned to you because you are going to make up for lost time if, in fact, there's a slip.
Yeah, and isolation is the worst thing. I mean, it sounds like he's totally
second
by
worst thing
himself.
is Vancouver, because that fucking place knows how to get its party on. I've been to 2 bachelor parties in Vancouver. I have no recollection of either one of them. It's that good. All right.
Have you ever done heroin?
No.
What is that? This is my ignorance. That is, how does that look? Is that the thing where they strap
Yeah.
thing around the arm and then it's shot
Wow.
up?
Between this and the Harvey Wallbanger.
Yeah,
what are
what-
you, fucking Mormon?
Yeah, what
Did you
what
grow
is
up
this
raising
bit?
barns?
I got my drugs confused there for a second. Okay, new topic.
Heroin's
The
the
funny thing
brownie.
is we could have told him that
we
it's
should have
like
said
it's that
something
thing
else.
that's a little tab and you put it on your tongue.
That I know is acid. I got that.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that. All right, kill the
Got a
judgment.
picture Garfield on it. Mm-hmm.
That's the news. I'm Alison Rosen. Zip it, cunts.
That was the news with Alison Rosen.
All right. Me and Jay Moore at the Wiltern Theater coming up August 3rd. We'll be at Caroline's, so come on out and say hi if you want to see whatever. Well, I forget about seeing everyone. You want to smell us, come on out. Take a sniff, baby. Also, my movie Road Hard, just 12 days in, well past the halfway point, and making our way toward hopefully $1 million so we can make my next independent film. Fundanything.com/Adam Carolla. And me in Mangria, and you, New Jersey, Friday and Saturday, and then New York City on Sunday. Go to AdamCarolla.com and find out all the locations online. Jo Koy, JOKOY.com is where you go to find out where he's going to be around. Tony Hale, turn on the TV. He's coming up. Mr. Tony Hale is where you go if you want to shoot him a tweet, and Arrested Development, and Veep, of course, HBO. Thanks for coming by, Tony.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
So, until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Jo Koy, Tony Hale, Alison Rosen, and Bald Brian saying, mahalo. Where are you going? Hey, kiddies, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and catch any podcasts you might have missed at youtube.com/Adam Carolla. That's youtube.com/me.